So many people do a solid axle conversion on their Chevy using leaf springs and end up taking the leaf springs back off because there are so many reasons not to use leaf springs, and you actually don't really see all of them until you have them. We just finished up this conversion for this customer that originally had leaf springs. He had us put our kit on in place of what used to be a leaf spring front end. Take a look at how much approach clearance he gained by getting rid of those leaf springs and going to the Tahoverlanding solid axle conversion. Those leaf spring hangers haven't been cut off yet. Look at how much approach clearance he gained. See, this is all just empty space now. He'll be able to gain all of that extra clearance by cutting off those leaf spring hangers. Regretting your solid axle conversion with leaf springs enough to take them back off doesn't happen right at the beginning. You usually have your vehicle for a long time. You usually find yourself trying lots of different things, adding panhard bars, changing leaf springs and leaf spring rates, doing all kinds of things. The people that are taking them back off had them like that for years before they finally just got fed up with it and decided to take them back off. A lot of people are so proud of themselves and so glad to have a cool truck that they're just blind to how poorly they drive and perform. And that's okay too, because if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. But for the people that aren't blind to how poorly they drive and perform, leaf springs really are a bad option for a solid axle conversion. I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking you don't have to have your forward leaf spring hangers hanging so low, but there's actually a reason why they do. And you actually do need them that low. So let's just go to the frame. So if you measure from the ground up to there, and from the ground up to there, you're gonna find that that huge drop down is not even enough drop down to make the leaf springs level. They're already still raked forward this way. You want them as close to level as possible. So the more you raise that forward leaf spring hanger up, you can't raise the frame here up. I mean, you can take a look at how high the rear leaf spring hangers already had to be, because you got to also remember there's got to be a shackle there. Those haven't been cut off yet, but look how high that leaf spring hanger is. So to have your leaf springs even be remotely level, you have to have the front of them hanging 7 inches below the frame like that. But that's one of the many issues of dealing with leaf springs, is how poorly they drive and how poorly they perform. You have to do things like this to even make them tolerable. But the more you raise that forward leaf spring hanger up, the worse it's going to drive, the worse it's going to handle. So keep that in mind. I know you're thinking that maybe you could relocate the rear shackle to the front to kind of help with that. We don't have time to get into all the reasons why that's not actually a great idea, including how vulnerable the shackles are right there getting bashed. That's not even getting into the need for panhard bars and track bars, and even some people use hydro assist to combat death wobble, the axle shifting side to side under the vehicle, bump steer. Either way, so many people don't realize they need it till after they put the swaps on. Then they try putting one of those on and realize how badly it hurts their off-road performance because the track bar's fighting the flex of the leaf springs. Just one more reason not to use leaf springs. We also don't have time to get into the steering getting sandwiched between the leaf spring and the frame, seriously hurting the upward suspension travel. I know it's pretty easy to have the thought every time I bring up something like this, oh, there's an easy fix for that. There's an easy fix for the steering getting sandwiched between the leaf spring and the frame. Move the leaf springs to spring under. Well, then now suddenly you have the leaf springs completely under the differential, just killing your ground clearance. Every time you fix a problem with leaf springs, it creates another one. There's so many reasons not to use leaf springs. I'm not going to go into all of them. Your kit to not use leaf springs at Tahoverlanding.com.